Good morning. We have our liquid intelligence is no liquid courage is alcohol. We're not drinking that this morning. No, we have coffee. We could tell the brain is totally working. The Goodreads Choice Awards final round have started technically last night, but yeah, I was finishing my book, so I did not look at them last night, even though I thought about it. And now we're starting really early because I want to go ahead. I want to find out. And I got to start cooking. I'm Morgan. If you've stumbled across this video and haven't met me before, I am mostly put together and awake this morning. So let's go ahead and look at our list for the 2024 final round of the Goodreads Choice Awards. Let's see who made it through. All right, for kicks and giggles, we're going to start in romantasy. When the Moon Hatched. Okay, that one made it through. Okay, probably still not the winning one. It made it through. Of course it did. My goodness, if it wins, I'll be upset, but I understand the power that she holds. And some people liked it. Some people liked it. Apprentice to the Villain. I'm glad that one made it through. Even the Spell Shop made it through. Yay, that was the one I did vote for. And Quicksilver. I keep hearing about Quicksilver now, so I am very curious to try that one. Okay, to fantasy. I didn't even name all the ones that just made it through. I'm sorry. Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. Okay. Reading the chapters, the first chapter of a sequel book might be full of spoilers and can't be done. So maybe I just do it for the ones that aren't sequel books, which then leaves it very uneven kiltered. I have no idea. And obviously that was a horrible idea. The Book of Doors. Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff. Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. Okay. The Blackbird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. Five Broken Blades, which after watching other people's reactions to the Goodreads, so many of them were like, but this is a romantasy. And I'm like, I didn't get romantasy vibes from the description at all. And now I'm very curious. Like, it was already on my want to read list because it sounded like a cool fantasy concept, you know? But it's a romantasy, and now I'm confused and intrigued. It does not actually make me want to read it less, hearing people call it romantasy, though, I mean, that would take away from a bit of what I feel like it should be going into by its description. But I just want to know how it pulls it off. Emily Wild's Map of the Other Lands. I'm glad to see the Fox Wife is here as well because that one sounded super intriguing. The Lost Story made it through. Okay. There is debate whether that could technically go under fiction. Loved the first half of this story. It was great. Once we got to the fantastical world, though, that was where things, pacing-wise, got weird. Did I do a review for that one? I don't think I did a full review for that one. I don't remember anymore. The Familiar made it through. Interesting. And my vote of The Tainted Cup made it through. That's awesome. I really enjoyed The Tainted Cup, but I see a lot of people like it wasn't that much. But okay, it's mystery. It is because it's a fantastical take on Sherlock Holmes, you know, but your main character is kind of the Watson character. Is that true for Sherlock Holmes too? Crap. Maybe. I enjoyed it so much. It was very intriguing learning about this world, and you only get to find out a little bit about this world. And so I can't wait to learn more. Am I shaking the entire camera? Maybe. So I can't wait for the next one to come out next year, and going to start it as soon as I can. Sci-fi. Annie-Bot by Sierra Greer made it through. Interesting. The Family Experiment by John Mars. I am interested in checking that one out. I really need to start any of his books, though, just to see. There was one, I think, that was like made into a show on Netflix, and I saw some of the show, I think. The Stardust Grail by Yumi Kitase. This one I have almost finished reading now. It doesn't speak to me quite the way that The Deep Sky did. Like, it doesn't grab me like that. Could it be also because I was in the middle of physically reading something else while listening to this? Maybe. Oh, okay. So The Other Valley by Scott Alexander Howard. It says it's a literary speculative novel about an isolated town neighbored by its own past and future. And maybe our main character is a 16-year-old girl. Oh, that's always fun. Why would a 16-year-old girl get a spot on the town council? Yeah, that seems ill-advised. Extinction by Douglas Preston. Okay. What's an Irish elk? Ooh. Now I gotta Google that. Orbital. Why? Oh. This is that one that I heard about. That people were like review bombing. It's like, what is that? Interesting. The Moon Turning Leaves is book 2 in a series, a post-apocalyptic series. That sounds interesting. The Ministry of Time. That sounds like it might be vaguely funny. It says a time travel romance, spy thriller, and workplace comedy. Yes. Where a lady is hired and has to go back in time and watch over somebody who is on an expedition to the Arctic that was assumed dead, mostly because the Ministry of Time removed him from his time period. I Cheerfully Refuse by Leif Ingrid. This one also is interesting. It's a tale of Rainey, an aspiring musician setting sail on Lake Superior in search of his departed, deeply beloved book-selling wife. And as everything's, going wrong. And Mercy of the Gods by James S.A. Corey. First book in the Captives War. Okay. Okay. For more giggles, young adult. Wisteria by Adeline Grace, of course, made it through. I am glad that Where the Library Hides made it through as well. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Don't Let the Forest In by C.C. Drews, right? C.G. Drews. Letters are small. Okay. Interesting. All This Twisted Glory by Tara Maffei. Prisoner's Throne. Ruthless Vows. Defiant. Air. Reckless. There are some big contenders in YA fantasy. I honestly have no idea which one is going to end up winning. If some of the other names weren't there, I would say Wisteria is probably a shoo-in. But with Tara Maffei, Sanderson, well, not as many people will probably vote for Defiant, but Ruthless Vows, Wisteria, Reckless, because that one's been really big, that series has. And Heartless Hunter. That one was also really, really big this year. And it was in the summer, I think. So it's not that far away. All right, I have no idea why I had the idea to read a chapter of each of them, because sequel books. Come on. I knew there were sequel books before I even made that statement, but I don't think it was clicking in my brain. And it wasn't even the top of the morning when I was filming that one. And yet the top of this morning, it clicks that that's an unrealistic idea, Morgan. So, I would like to know who you think is going to come out on top and which one is going to get your vote for the best book out of that category. I have to think about it. I have no idea right now. I have to go think about it. Because, yeah, I mean, do I want to vote for it just because that's the one I read? Or I haven't finished that series or even started that series? Well, that is our nominees for the final round of the Goodreads Choice Awards for 2024. Which one will you be voting for, or do you feel that there is a better one suited to these categories? Who would you put as your top book of the year? Knowing we have a whole month left to go and it could completely change, I would still love to know your pick. Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, you can go check out some of my other ones, subscribe, and stay tuned for the future videos that we have planned. Like the 2-hour-long footage thing that I'm trying to trim down into a manageable thing to put up by Friday, while also having to cook and go do things this week. Yep, lots of obligations this week. I hope you're having an excellent day, finding something great to read. I might have already said all of this. Goodbye.